it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a tutorial here today on the channel. I actually wanted to do a full mix breakdown showing y'all how to achieve R&B clarity vocals similar to artists like Friday, Bryson Tiller, Brent Fayez, all of them. This is a full R&B mix breakdown. So let's get to it right now. If y'all like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also down below, you know, if you want to support the channel, you check the links. All right, let's get to these gems that we dropping right now.
So great when a homie change, screaming let's go gang, cause baby you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ayy, get clean, ayy, baby you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang, rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby you the crew, baby you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Ride like a day one do, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really bout it, we can do the food. We up in here, we up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up one. My circle lit, my dog is here. My homie, yeah, it's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl, I see you. Kick back, rock and swear, be cool, yeah. Say she knew that she was built for it. First thing, go ahead, baby, I said me too. So great when a homie change, screaming let's go gang, cause baby you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ace, get clean, ayy, baby you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang, rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby you the crew. So great when a homie change, screaming let's go gang, cause baby you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ace, get clean, ayy, baby you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang, rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby you the crew.
All right, really dope song, and as you can hear, it definitely sounds mainstream, and I wanted to break down some of the techniques that I use to achieve these clarity, you know, that really mainstream sounding like it's on Billboard, like it's on the radio type shit that you hear Friday rolling down the highway type of sound, you feel me? It's just like that really dope, emotionally provoking type of sound. So let's see how we got this today. The first thing that I want to look at is the beat, boom. You know, I'm not an atheist, so I threw on the God particle, you feel me, on that two-track beat. And I just like the God particle because it just adds some more harmonic density to the two-track beat. So I felt like the two-track beat was lacking low end. I didn't use the EQ, I just used the God particle, and I put it on external. When I put it on external, that means the internal multiband compressor is turned off, and I'm only using it as a saturator, EQ turned off too.
So great when a homie change, screaming let's go.
Okay, boom. So the beat get a little Thanksgiving turkey, you feel me? Get a little bit of gravy, it get a little bit of mashed potatoes, it got a little bit of that corn bread. So now the two-track beat has become thicker and more dense and everything like that, because we added a little bit of that you know, Jesus particle, you feel me? God particle type stuff. All right. And then most important thing, let's talk about too, like the vocal editing. Like, bro, I literally went in there. And I know right now that I'm using Pro Tools. I've been using FL Studio a lot lately, but I did this mix in Pro Tools, so it's still all the same shit, right? I went in there and I literally like edited down every single S and T and P and like I manually de-essed every single thing. I edited the vocals. Like if there was a plosive, like I literally went in there and like manually EQ'd it with like clip effects in Pro Tools type shit like that, you know? So I know other DAWs have it, or sometimes you can just like render down a filter or you just like DS or whatever, right? So that's like most important because I made the vocals sound perfect before I did anything like any processing. All right. So let's look at the actual vocal chain. The very first thing I think about is like the frequency spectrum, right? Because the background vocals are already so like glittery, and even like the song, hearing it, I heard that it needed to have a bright Tory Lanez chia, type of hairy reverb. I already heard it needed a frizzy reverb. I'm feeling like a hairstylist when I'm an engineer. Like, how am I gonna style up this vocal so it can look good? You feel me? In the context of the whole mix. So that's why I kind of went for a vocal that was mostly like mid-range focus. I already know it in my head. I'm gonna have me a bright reverb. I'm gonna have me those bright, glittery type of background vocals and then the ad-libs and all that stuff like that. So my vocal needs to be mid-range focused. And I'm already like knowing that before I even start mixing, just based on how I hear the beat and how I hear the ad-libs and everything like that in my head. You feel me?
If you ain't really new, then
So the first plugin I used the I'm gonna actually bypass every single thing because some people just don't know how to listen to music. I'm gonna bypass everything, right? And let's find a section that we like.
crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'm crew. Baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool.
All right, so the very first thing that I'm looking at is like I felt like his vocal kind of felt skimpy, especially because I used the God particle to put some of that barbecue sauce all over the beat already. Like the beat is already like big and thick and like a balloon that has a lot of air. So I want the vocal to be comparable to that. You feel me? I want them to be two fat chubby twins. They're both big and thick, right? I don't want him to feel like he has a skimpy R&B vocal that's being overpowered by this beat. Yeah. So I used the Toupee by Goodhertz, and I mostly use this for like kind of like I'm using boosting EQ. I know the tape formula has a low mid bump, so I'm taking advantage of that, bruh. No cap. And I parallel saturated parallel tape saturation as the very first move because I wanted to add body before I even started cutting up anything. Like if you was in the gym, right, before you can even get in shape, sometimes you got to get a little fat. They call it a dirty bulk, right? So you gotta make it thicker so it has enough strength for it to go through all the other processing I'm gonna put it through.
Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool. Walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool. Walking with the juice and blow the ceiling.
So yeah, that's the very first move that I did. Boom, I actually did like a little bit of saturation to thicken it up. And then now I get to cutting so I can really shape my low end, you feel me? And I don't think I did the tape plug-in the very first. It was more like I was working, then I realized like, okay, damn, like I need to add more body. Let me put it in the beginning, right? And that's gonna affect like my compressors and all the other stuff that comes after. So look, the FabFilter Pro Q3, boom, that same mid-range that I just created, I'm dipping it down a little bit and I'm taking the vocal like a raw piece of clay and starting to really mold it. So I cut off a little bit of bottom, mid-range dip, and I have like a dynamic EQ working on like a little harsh range and a shelf to make it feel somewhat of balanced, not necessarily bright, but just bringing back that balance.
Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool. Walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool.
All right, so yeah, just already understanding the tape is gonna like soften my high end. I use the shelf to boost it back, and then I use this Weiss de-esser, the best de-esser, digital mastering de-esser, right? It's a mastering grade de-esser, so it retains the quality of the vocal better than like regular de-essers. You feel me?
Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool. Walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof.
All right, after that, I brought in the C4 pop vocal preset and noticed that I'm not attenuating my mid-range. I've already kind of like got my mid-range in a nice place so far between these two plugins, right? So it's like as I use every plugin, I'm thinking about it like in a situation where I'm thinking about different parts of the vocal. I'm thinking about what is the booty, what is the body of the vocal sound like? What is the stomach, the waist of the vocal sound like? What is the face of the vocal sound like? That's like the top end. What is the hair of the vocal, sound like? That's kind of like the super top end, you feel me, type shit. So yeah, boom, I feel like the mid-range was good and I'm attenuating a little bit of that low and I'm kind of like hyping back up that high mid that I lost from the de-esser.
Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Crew.
So yeah, that lifelessness that the de-esser kind of, you know, took away a little bit. I'm using this multi-band compressor to bring it back as the additive process. So see, like EQ is not the only additive process you can do. You see, I did saturation to bring in some lows, you feel me? So to bring in some body, and then I'm using the C4 to bring in my highs. So, and that's a multi-band compressor. So you can use tape saturators and compressors as additive, sugar, spice, parsley, thyme, rosemary, all that good flavoring, my nigga. Okay, boom, SSL channel script. And I used the V2 specifically because I was flirting with the brown band and the black band, and that's the only reason why I use this. And you know, that preamp section is good too. It has a little bit of extra flavoring. But yeah, just the typical moves, like controlling my my lows, you know, specifically. You feel me? Still not boosting any top end because his voice is already bright. Like the auto tune on his voice too already kind of makes it sound brighter than what it already is. So that's why I'm using this SSLE a little bit like some guacamole salsa. You feel me? Just trying to add you know, a little bit of extra flavor that wasn't already there in my other plugins.
Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do.
Yeah, that's a very important, that basic move, bruh, between just a slight amount of filter and a little compression, like that helped lift the vocal like a lot. All right, RVox, and we know what the RVox does, because at that point, you know, I just cut out my mid-range, right, with a little bit of the bell and a little bit of the, these two bells, right, these dumbbells. I cut them out a little bit, you feel me? And now I'm just trying to like fill out what I just cut out. You feel me? I just stole from the bank. I just stole a couple gold bars. I just stole a couple diamonds. So I'm about to put some fake diamonds back in. I'm about to put a faux mid-range and low end using the RVox, because I understand that's where this compressor brings a density area.
Crew, baby, you the crew. Ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really bout it, we can do the food. Ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide when I say come through.
Like, honestly, the difference in that is like literally negligible. You can't even hear it. And then I dip down a little bit more mid-range.
Ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide.
So yeah, you hear like without just like a simple notch of 1 dB, the vocal had like this woolly, it felt like it was a lamb. You feel me? It felt like it was a sheep. It was just really woolly. It had like a jacket on it, and I snatched the jacket off with a little bit of that. So let's look at some of these other moves. Let's look at some of these other moves that I did right here. At this point, I've malted my mid-range so well at this point. And then of course, like the warm mode on Spectre is very important for me. It has like a de-essing quality. So that's why even though I boosted 1 dB at 1K, which is like generally like the mid-range, like these 1, 2, 3K, it can get harsh. Like I trust this plugin because I know it's gonna smooth. It's not only boosting it, making it more present, but it's also smoothing it at the same time. And I did a little bit more of a bump in the low mid, because I noticed with like Friday, like his vocals are like that, where it still has like this nice girth. It still has this nice little bit of neck fat. So that's why when I boost this, 142, like that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a little bit of that neck fat, like a lizard or a gecko. You know, they have like the rolls on their neck, that fat, that skin. You feel me? Just a little bit of it just gives a little bit more body and a little bit more intimacy to the lyrics, you know?
Ride like a day one do, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really ride like a day one do, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers.
All right. And then after that, you know, I see a situation too where, like, you know, I'm like, okay, cool, boom. Now I'm trying to get my brightness. I'm trying to get my mainstream brightness. So I go to the fresh air, and I just love how this plugin just kind of elevates the vocal to a higher place. You feel me?
Ride like a day one do, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And it ride like a day one do, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really ride like a day one do, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers too. We can do the food. We up in here.
All right, then after that, I used another de-esser, only in the super top end, just because I know when I boost this button, sometimes it can get harsh. You feel me? You know, it has the sound like it's kind of like you ripping off a Band-Aid or some shit like that. It's just this super type of wispy sound. So after that, I used another tape plugin, bruh, to like warm it up, because this is like digital boosting, right? So at that point, even the fresh air, between the fresh air and the de-esser, those two like digital style plugins bring a brittleness to the vocal. So I used the J37 tape to kind of get it back to sounding smooth and natural. And I know there's gonna be another mid-range bump, but I'm filtering a little bit with these filters.
We can do the food. We up in here. We up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up one. My circle lit. My dog is here. My homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl. I see you. Kick back, rock and sweat, be cool.
And then after that, you know, we just had a de-esser to knock off some super glittery high end. So that's just the move I did towards the end when I noticed that like I had the background vocals. All right, so let's move on to the next part. I would say that for the effects, I had a parallel compression of a CLA 76, and I used the AE. And I like this one a lot because it has like, you know, the internal sidechain, the thrust. It kind of reminds me of API 2500. And I like the 2 ratio. I was fucking around with the 2 ratio. That's why I pulled it out. But then the 8 just sounded better to me. So that's why I went with this plugin, knowing that it has the transformers, it has the transistors, and it's going to be bringing some more emphasis to that mid-range that I'm so obsessed with, trying to get that mid-range to sound full, because I already know that the higher end is going to be occupied by like that delay, and by also, you know, by the reverb that I'm about to show y'all, the hairy reverb, the chia reverb.
We can do the food. We up in here. We up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up one. My circle lit. My dog is here. My homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl. I see you. Kick back, rock and sweat, be cool. Yeah. Say she knew that she was built. We can do the food. We up in here. We up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up one. My circle lit. My dog is here. My homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl.
All right, so yeah, you know, at that point, you see how my parallel compressor is loud as shit. It makes up more volume of the vocal than the actual vocal itself. And that's something that I kind of do on purpose, where I make my parallel compressor most of the volume, because I know it's the squashed copy. So the squashed copy, the squashed twin is actually louder than the original twin. You feel me? So it's just a situation where I know like I need super density, so I do that. Like I'll lower the vocal of the original, the volume of the original vocal, and make the parallel version louder, because I know the parallel version is squashed. You feel me? And that's gonna give more of a backbone, more of a support, more of a vertebrae, more of a spine to the vocal in the context of the whole mix. You know. So now it's the fun part, which is the hairy reverb. And as requested by the artist too, you know, I like the momentum of the song, so we actually boosted the reverb in the hooks, you feel me, by like a dB to make the shit way more dramatic. And during the verses, like it's lower, you know, and I think that's where the background vocals are at into and shit like that. So yeah, the hairy reverb chain, this is how we did it, bruh. We use the Aphex Vintage Oral Exciter, like, and that's the driver that's getting the vocal to be super spicy and super sugary and super sweet and just, you feel me? And then that's going into a chamber reverb, which is the vocal chamber from Seventh Heaven, right? And then we have a track spacer, which is sidechained from the lead vocal and the stereo width. So let's check this out real fast.
Ahead, get it, gang. Rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, go ahead, get it, gang. Rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew. Baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Ride like
So you hear how we created that reverb. So this Aphex Vintage is driving into a chamber reverb. The specific reason why you might want to pick a chamber reverb for this is because chamber reverbs have less diffusion. So because it has less diffusion, that means it's going to be warm. It's not going to be as warm. It's going to be more plastically and more see-through. You feel me? You know how there's different types of plastic. There's hard plastic and then there's skinny plastic that you can poke through like a Ziploc bag. That's why I picked the vocal chamber reverb, because I know a chamber reverb has less diffusion type shit. All right. So yeah, that's why I did it. So the vocal sounds super bright and super plastically, and that helps really make that hairy reverb cut through the mix, you know. Then we have that track spacer, only doing like a dB or two.
go ahead, get it, gang. Rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew. Baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof.
And it's just like, because the reverb is so glittery and the auto-tune is so glitchy, it kind of distracts you from the auto-tune. So that's why I put the track spacer on that motherfucker. And now you kind of hear, like, just because I have the track space, now the vocal has more clarity, because the vocal in general, right, it already has like the, you can really croak and we can go, like you hear that little squeaking from the auto-tune. And that mid-range of the clarity, the chamber reverb kind of fucks it up. It kind of makes it like foggy and shit like that, you know, like you gotta take a napkin and wipe that fucking window, cuh. So that's why I use that move, and you hear it helps the vocal cut through more. So that's a great way to get more clarity.
We up in here, the vibe is real. My crew, we up one, my circle lit. My dog is here, my homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl, I see you. Kick back, rock and sweat, be cool. Yeah, said she knew that she was built for.
A lot of people like to use track spacer on a 2-track beat, but I feel like if you do that, you low-key don't know how to mix. You feel me? Because like you gotta be able to hear a density area. Like, you know, some beats, they might have a huge bass. Okay, that means your vocal can't be boomy. Some beats might have a huge, crazy, sparkling top end. Okay, that means you can't make your vocal bright. Some beats already have a huge reverb on the piano. Okay, that means that you cannot add more reverb, more water into the bucket. You can't fucking add it. So you need to use your ears. The ability to use your ears is important because you're fucking making music. You know what I mean? You're making music, bro. You got to develop your damn ears. All right. So I don't like using track spacer because it's easy to use it and be like, oh, well, it's cutting through now. Like, nah, not on the 2-track beat. On the reverb, on the background vocals, I'll use it, but not on the 2-track beat, bro. That's bad. You know, you're hurting yourself. You know, once you do know how to hear it, you could use it, but like you're not, it's like if you're riding a bicycle and you got the training wheels on the shit and you're like, look, I know how to ride a bicycle. All right, watch, one day I take off them wheels and you're gonna fall right off the bicycle because you don't actually know how to ride this shit, my nigga. So boom, the quarter note delay, the main driver. Okay, boom, we just using a Valhalla. We're using it on Future. We're going for the most amount of clarity. So I picked the Future in the digital. And I used a little bit of a phaser too to make it wobble a little bit more, and sent it to the reverb, which is the that clarity, right? So a little bit of the delay is dripping into the faucet of the big reverb.
We up in here, the vibe is real. My crew, we up one, my circle lit. My dog is here, my homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl, I see you. Kick back, rock and sweat, be cool. Yeah, said she knew that she was built for it. First thing, go ahead, baby, I said me too. So great when a homie change, screaming, let's go gang. Cause baby, you the crew. We straight runner.
So it's just something that's so mid-range focused and you can't really hear it, but it adds more rhythm into the actual, you know, overall, you know, the overall R&B song. All right. And then after that, we had a shorter reverb, and this reverb is like a half a fucking second. And this is like a guitar ambience. And I like using ambiences because they provide a glow to the vocal. You feel me? Like they put a force field around the vocal like a super villain. You feel me? Boom. Put a force field around me, nigga. You can't touch me. And I got that on the motherfucking lead vocal, right? And that's just, it's actually kind of separating the lead vocal from
So great.
It's separating the lead vocal from everything, low key. You know, giving it its own space, its own room in the apartment complex.
So great when our homies change, screaming, let's go gang. Cause baby, you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ace, get clean. Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang. Rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. So great when our homies change, screaming, let's go gang. Cause baby, you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ace, get clean. Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang. Rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. So great when our homies change, screaming, let's go gang. Cause baby, you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ace, get clean. Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang. Rock with him.
The C-Suite Vox is taking out like that weird room. There's like a room resonance in the recording. You know, I don't know what it is, but I just use the C-Suite Vox to clean it up.
So great when our homies change, screaming, let's go gang. Cause baby, you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ace, get clean. Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang.
So it's essential to have that tool. I feel like some people like to record through it. I'd never do that. I just like using it as like a kind of a finishing touch. Because after you're doing all this compression and multi-band and all of this shit to a vocal, it's gonna bring out that room tone. And you know, if it was recorded in a good place, it's gonna sound even better. But if it was recorded not in not optimal conditions, then yeah, you're gonna hear all those nasty pimples and the nasty blemishes on the vocal. So you're gonna use that C-Suite Vox like just barely like some makeup just to cover the ugliness of any the vocal type shit, right? And then yeah, so it's a Valhalla, you feel me, a super short ambience, and there's nothing on the EQ. And then I use this for my automation. The eighth note delay is just the H delay, right? And then we have an eventide with micro shit. We know what that does. So let's look at this ping pong throw.
Like us today, and if they say they really bout it, we can do the fool. We up in here, the vibe way, ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really bout it, we can do the fool. We up in here, way, ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really bout it, we can do the fool. We up in here, we way, ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really bout it, we can do the fool. We up in here.
I just liked it. You know, it kind of went melodically with the drum roll.
And if they say they really bout it, we can do the fool. We up in here.
All right, so now for my effects, like nothing crazy on the background. I use Toupe, fresh air to make it stupid bright, a little bit of Pan Man, and like a limiter to smash that little hoe. You feel me?
Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang. Rock with him, everything simple. Ay, baby. Homie, yeah, rock with him.
That's more like a support type of harmony.
Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang. Rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew.
And then this one right here is kind of like a cascading type of, you know, like washer, laundry detergent type of spinning, you know, when you throw clothes in the washing machine, they spinning around and shit like that. And the most important thing for this is like the fact that it's a meta flanger that's putting in a little bit of work. In the hall reverb, it has a super massive on it, swelling synth reverb. So it's like a modulating, swerving around type of thing, you know?
Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang. Rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew.
I'll show you what it really, really, really sounds like.
Ay, baby, and I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew. Baby, you the crew. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew. Baby, and I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew. Baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't real, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew. Baby, you the...
So it's like I kind of created my own transition. You feel me? I created my own transition using that reverb, that swelling reverb type of thing, you know, type of situation. So you got to get creative as an engineer sometimes. Sometimes you might not like the drop in the beat. So boom, you might have to do a reverse echo throw or whatever to tell the listener like, yo, I'm a fucking tour guide. Here is where the song is going. Okay, now we going into the verse. Now we going into the hook. Kind of like how I did with the delay throw right there. You feel me? So after that, we have these crew, and the only thing I used is a stereo spreader. It's like a chorus type of thing, and the Eventide H3000, just to make it a little wider.
Gang, cause baby, you the crow, 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 crow.
You feel me? So I only did that to make it wider.
Crow, 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 crow.
And that's like in itself kind of creating space in the mix without using a stereo widener or anything like that, just a little bit of the chorus, all right? So after that, we have the ad-libs and, of course, transient control. You feel me? With this plugin, a little bit of Valhalla Room. So I like to do that. If I want to have an ad-lib sound special, I'll put an independent reverb on it. Like, boom, this is not going to the other reverbs and stuff like that. Like, if I want to share a reverb, it's because I want to glue stuff together. But if I want to separate something, I'll give it its own independent reverb, like here. And yeah, another micro pitch.
Gang, cause baby, you the crow, crow. We straight run a checkup. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Hey, baby, you the crow, crow. Homie, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. And then, of course, we have like a lossy. And I did that to get the radio effect right here.
So great when a homies change, screaming, let's go, gang, cause baby, you the crow. So great when a homies change, screaming, let's go, gang, cause baby. So great when a homies change, screaming, let's go, gang, cause baby, you the.
So not only did I put it through the lossy, which adds digital artifacts like, like on the phone, like when it's dropping out, but I also use the cassette, the lo-fi, lo-fi stuff. So this is how I create these little ear candy ad-libs. And I feel like those are the most important things for modern R&B nowadays. Like, showing them what a piece of shit is. You feel me? Like when it comes to like the ad-libs, okay, this is lo-fi, but then there's this super fidelity, high-end lead vocal. That compare and contrast. Like when you was in elementary school with the circles, yeah, it kind of shows you, it gives you a point of reference. So yeah, and I kind of wanted to glue these two together, so I let them have a little bit of that eighth note delay, and me just kind of sneak it in there. Kind of gives a preview for what's going to be coming at this point. So I'm very meticulous about when I apply the delay to what ad lib and all that stuff like that, and then yeah, all of these other ad libs that came from the artist. So I'm just gonna go over this part right here too.
We up in here, we can do the food. We up in here, we up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up one. My circle lit. My dog is here. My homie, yeah.
So I like how the ad-libs are like, hey, bae, hey, you feel me? I wanted them to have more of like a gust of wind. You feel me? Like I wanted you to really feel hey, like, so I added a independent reverb right here, and like I put it on 5 seconds, super wide with a medium size, to give it its own like type of space, its own type of dimension. It has its own type of sauce on it. The rest might be a barbecue flavored, but this one is honey sriracha. You feel me like that? So that's kind of how I see using independent reverbs and independent delays and type shit like that, like separating and bringing flavors together.
We can do the food. We up in here, we up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up one. My circle lit. My dog is here. My homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl. I see you. Kick back, rock and sweat, be cool. Yeah. Say she knew that she was built for it. First thing, go ahead, baby. I said me too. So great when a homies change, screaming, let's go, gang, cause baby, you the crew, crow. We straight run a checkup, ayy, get clean. Ayy, baby, you the crew, homie, yeah, go ahead.
So you kind of hear like it's a damn buffet. You feel me? You hear all these different tones. Like one is bright, the other one is dark, different textures. One is clean, the other one's gritty. Like, that's across all these different ad libs. And that's just how we give the listener a palette, a flavor. When you're an engineer, you kind of like a waiter. You're serving the dish of sound to the listener, different flavors and all that shit like that. You feel me? So now let's just look at our master fader real quick so we can get the hell out of here. You feel me? Pro Q3, notching out some ugly frequencies.
We can do the food. We up in here, we up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up on. My circle lit. My dog is here. My homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl. I see you. Kick back, rock and sweat, be cool. Yeah. Said she knew that she was built for it. First thing, go ahead, baby. I said me too. So great when a homie shine, screaming, let's go gang. Cause baby, you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ace, get clean. Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah, go ahead, get it gang. Rock with him, everything simple, babe, over here. And I ain't got a trick, cause baby, you the crew. So great when a homie shine, screaming, let's go gang. Cause baby, you the crew. We straight, run a check up, ace, get clean. Ay, baby, you the crew. Homie, yeah.
Alright, just notching out whatever bad frequencies. And after that, I use the 670. I just like how no volume, no nothing. It just brings in more high end. You know, it brings in air through the tube saturation. So that's why I use it.
We can do the food. We up in here, we up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up on. My circle lit. My dog is here. My homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl. I see you. Kick back, rock and sweat, be cool. Yeah. Said she knew that she was built for it.
So yeah, after that, I used the EQP1A. Boom. I did not even like do any EQ. I just used it for dirty gain, for dirty habanero hot seasoning salsa. You feel me? So after that, we just boosted it up by 2, you know, on the fresh air, and it just clears out the mid-range a little bit, you know, any like sinuses or any congestion, it gets rid of it.
The crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really bout it.
All right, and then at the end we have the Ozone 10, just using a little bit of saturation, a little bit of widening. Everything is so fucking delicate on the master fader, bro. Like,
the crew, baby, you the crew. Shawty ain't just anybody if you ain't in the loop. If you ain't really new, then I'ma tell you what to do. We'll play it cool, walking with the juice and blow the ceiling off the roof. Ride like a day one dude, ayy. Slide when I say come through, wait. Ball like the Lakers today. And if they say they really bout it, we can do the food. We up in here, we up in here. The vibe is real. My crew, we up on. My circle lit. My dog is here. My homie, yeah. It's time to turn up. Baby, go hard, girl. I see you. Kick back, rock and sweat, be cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the video here today. You know, my light said it's the end of the video. But no, for real though, I hope you guys did enjoy how to get these R&B, you know, clarity type of vocals like Friday, Brent Fayez, you know, SZA, etc., etc. I want to do more R&B stuff, and I will be doing more R&B stuff coming up soon on the channel. So if you guys do like this video, you know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you now, my YouTube gang. Hope you was able to learn something. Comment down below. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.